public educational system is a disaster. It is hideous. It is, in my opinion, child abuse. Sending your kids to a public school in this day and age is child abuse. They are programmed. They are indoctrinated into the communist agenda. They are stripped and drained of creativity and initiative. And by the time they get out after 12 years of this horror show, this factory of insanity, they are worse mentally and intellectually than when they started. So I think it's really important for people to homeschool their children. It's the next generation. The mental midgets that our education system has produced for the last two generations is contributing to the collapse and downfall of our society. We need to take it back from them and educate our own children. Part of the problem is the time. Let's say you have a couple and they have 3 kids, and the couple decides, listen, we want to homeschool our kids. We don't want to torture them and send them to a public school. We want to teach them ourselves so that we can ensure that they have the correct values and ethics that agree with our personal principles. But mom and dad both have to work. Who's going to stay home and look after the kids? Who's going to teach them? And this is the problem. And this is also why, make no mistake about it, why the government and the media, which is just a tool of the government, why the government has been promoting since the 40s that women go to work. Women have to be equal to men. Women must have a job and a career. What? Do you think the government cares about women's satisfaction and women's empowerment? They don't care about that, but they know that if they get women out into the workplace, they won't be home to look after their kids. And therefore, the state can come in and starting first with daycare when they're 4 or 5 years old, and then into the public education system. It's the state that is running your kids and educating them and ruining them. And part of their scheme was to get the wife out of the house. I can't tell you how many people I've spoken to in the last 10 years whose children hate them, whose children won't talk to them, whose children have nothing in common with them. Can't believe what a tragedy this is. You, as a parent, have spent 20 years working hard, suffering, go out of your way to provide your kids with a home, food, education, and at the end of it all, they couldn't care less about you. They don't like you. They don't want nothing to do with you. They're certainly not going to look after you in your own old age. And what happened? Is it because all the parents are really terrible parents and the children are perfectly justified in cutting off all contact with their families? I'll tell you, it's because of public education. And because of media and government and entertainment. The whole rebellious teenager meme never existed in history. It only came into being in the 1930s and 40s through Hollywood movies. That's where the whole idea of the rebellious teens and the teenagers they can't stand their parents and they have to get out of the house as quickly as possible. The teenagers are rebelling. Look, all of this was just made up. And again, it's part of their program to destroy the family. Then they go into university, and then dad becomes part of the patriarchy, and mother has white privilege, and then they hate you because you didn't do enough to save the planet from climate change, and they won't have nothing else to do with you. All of this is programming. All of this is because you allowed your children to be raised by the state. And lo and behold, the children come out of this program without the ability to cooperate, to care for anybody. They're generating 2 or 3 generations of narcissists and selfish, petty people. Homeschooling, a very important part of a community, and one community that you might want to consider forming yourself.
Walking down the street, the children play. For them, it's just another day. The future's reflected in their parents' faces who chose to stay on in this place where they were born, went to school, got married, had kids, like their grandparents before them did.
You've been listening to truthconduit.com with Chris McMillan. Go to the subscribe page and sign up to get notifications of the latest posts. And check out the support page to help keep it going.
Kids, use some truth at truthconduit.com. God damn it, yeah!